Yeah, 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 yeah. I ain't drank on the pod in a minute, huh? I'm back again. No, I guess I was. It was like one, I don't know what we were drinking last week, referencing.
Today's message is sponsored by Hypnotic.
Whatever we were sipping last week, I had it with some Red Bull. Nothing crazy. Yeah. I've been keeping it easy on the drinking side. That shit is poison. We gotta always
keeping it easy on the keeping it. Oh, what's that?
technical difficulties per usual for Spidey's mic.
What? What's going on? Why?
We back.
Why is it always me?
Because it's that XLR. Hey, again, we've been we referenced season 2 a lot because we have a lot of big plans. You know what I mean? A lot of big investments, a lot of big plans, and we're going to be leveling up a lot of the quality side. You know what I mean?
It's always me.
We're going to be leveling up a lot of the gear. So some of these quality issues get reduced. I want to shout out everyone on the audio version, Spotify, Apple Music, Pandora, hit us. And I want to shout out all our people on YouTube.
Maybe soon enough.
We're going to get like a whole intro. Sorry to cut you off. We're going to get a whole intro soon. Like I'm just vibing right now. We're going to be like 2 characters. Nah, that feels, nah. Go back to what you were saying.
Talking about like an intro, like something like a cartoon thing, and it'd be like AT swag.
Intros and shit, yeah.
Anybody, Spidey Jones.
Harley. But yeah. Go back to what you were saying. What's up, Spidey? How you feeling?
Forgot what I was saying.
My bad.
It's all good. Feelings just hurt because it's always me.
It's all right. Don't blame. It's my equipment. It's not like it's any audio shit. I'm like, that's what I'm good at. That's why I like.
Oh, I remember what I was going to say.
Okay.
I was going to say, yeah, maybe you guys will be able to hear me just breathing soon. Like just the quality of just be that gas.
We're going to have the wireless mic, so they're going to be clipped onto our shirts. It's going to be, it's a lot. Yeah. As much as you be doing, as much movement as you be doing, it's going to be a lot. Hopefully you can. I mean, I said it last week, I think. You've leveled up as a podcaster, and I'm proud of your growth. Because you asked me that too, right? I'm proud of Spidey's growth in the period that I have known him. Thanks. Great reciprocal energy. You could have said it back. I would have thanked you, but I've always been great, if not the greatest type shit. Let me stop.
If not the greatest. So if we're gonna play that,
I'm on my way to be the greatest. I'm trying to be
the greatest at throwing away whole blunts and
ruining things.
Let's see if they. Let me just see if they broke.
Can you give the people some context, buddy?
So I was thinking that maybe they weren't broke, but yeah, he crumpled them bitches.
You can use the bottom half.
I can, but damn, nigga.
Yeah.
You just hated these blunts or something. What they did to you?
Well, basically, I saw a bunch of paper bags on the table before we were about to start recording, and I just crumpled them up. You know what I mean? Dispose of the garbage on the table. There's already a lot of trash, if y'all can't see right here.
Shouts out to him pointing out the trash.
So, yeah. I was just trying to clean it up, Spidey. And here we are. Spidey, I put Spidey AT back again. 2 characters podcast, 2C. Yes. Now I'll ask you, how you feeling, Spidey?
I'm I'm all right. Could be better, but no complaints. Oh, you don't like that crumpling noise? You don't like that? Why are you so aggressive today? Why are you so aggressive?
I don't know. It's just another day of life, man. I say that a lot. Today, I just, you know what I mean? My amount of fucks given today is at an all-time low. I would just say that.
Why is that?
It's just life. Some days you have good days, and some days you don't give a fuck, and some days you have bad days. I'm not calling it a good or a bad day, but I'm just saying.
Is it because of a particular situation?
Nah, never that.
Never that.
I feel like it's a compounding of situations and just
colliding all into one and then
life
slowly making you go downhill.
Do you ever look at someone and wonder what is going on inside their head?
Which AKA is just life. And you have to deal with it accordingly. And I'm just dealing with it as I deal with it. It just is what it is.
As long as you don't slowly slink into madness.
I be going to work every day and I'd be like, man, I feel like every day here I lose a little piece of my sanity.
Oh, yeah, you do. For sure. You do. Especially working around people you don't like.
Not even people you don't like or people, I feel like it's more like people you don't have, can't be yourself around.
People that don't resonate well with you.
Almost. You have to hide who your true intentions are, or true feelings, I guess. Whereas like,
true intentions and feelings. I got a lot of feelings.
Coming soon. Lost Connections out now. Spidey's new song. If you ain't heard that, go bump it. We're going to start, again, season 2 is going to be a lot of plugging. It's going to be like a ad of 2C until we level up to season 3 again. Woo, y'all not ready, but until we just, it's so 16. Beautiful day of life. We don't normally record this late on this day, but it's fine because it's been a clean day. Spidey's been kicking it for a few hours. We've been vibing. Are you all right, Spidey?
The blunt, just so much fragments of it are like just, yeah, never mind that. But how about you? I didn't ask you about you. How's everything been pop-a-lopping with you?
It's been busy, bro. I feel like last week in particular, there was a lot of stuff I had to do crammed in 1 week. Felt accomplished when I was able to do majority of it, the main core things, I guess, which, you know what I mean? That's always a good feeling, but it's like recently, especially since I moved down here, I feel like there's been like an ever daunting task of things to do. And that's kind of how I set my life up, I guess. I just get distracted or sidestepped by different things. So I kind of like my pride, that list kind of switches up, so to say.
You made that shit sound boring as hell.
What?
Everything that you was talking about?
Why
that sounds so boring?
Because I be working, bro. I feel like this has been a main point of the week. Like a lot of people with social media nowadays and like how things are, we just see the forward facing. Like the results. We don't see all the work. I be putting in a lot of work, bro. And that shit is boring. That shit is.
Sounds like it.
It is, bro. It's boring right now. I want to do I feel like I put in enough time to be at the fancy part, you know what I mean? But I guess not. Life's like, no, AT, not yet. Work harder. So they say, as my one friend, shout out Car, as my one friend said, she's like, it's like, yo, kind of work harder. And it's like, you want to be rewarded, but it's like,
Car.
It's like sometimes you can't always, it doesn't happen in your time frame and you got to be aware of that at all times. And it's like,
ooh, shouts out.
Keep working hard, I guess. So they say.
But if you always do that, you know what I'm saying? Like your boy, Spidey Jones, he does.
But it's like one of those things in the American society, it's like work hard, and you'll become successful. Do you deem yourself successful yet?
Not as successful as I like to be.
Exactly. That's the point.
I'm almost there, though.
You could have been a failure, so that deems you a success. Yes.
I could be somewhere where everybody else is right now.
Yes. Similar. You know what I mean? I could be in that same light, but it's like on a perspective and on how I feel my standards are, I feel like I should be higher up, though.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
That's what it comes down to. And I feel like, again, it's like work hard, but like, man, I've been working hard for a long time. I guess I got to keep putting in work. I'll never keep not putting in work, but it's like, damn.
For the goals that we want in society and the things that we want to achieve, we definitely have to push harder because, like, we're even further along than most people are in their lives or, at certain ages in their shit. Like, Most people aren't even as, they don't even, the ideas that we've put together and as well as manifested, in such a short amount of time or just in general in our lifespans, most people don't do that. They don't have goals. They'll just keep saying, I'm going to do it. I want to do it. Or, damn, man, it's crazy. I could be da-da-da. And it's just like, why don't you do it? If you have all these,
That's the difference.
Yeah,
Everyone has ideas.
Yeah,
and I also think, sorry to cut you off, but I feel like one of your early points is like one of the early sodes. Like you were like, man, the amount of stuff we've done compared to our parents right now is so much more vast because it's just like how things are moving, how things are shaking. It's like what we've done at this age is more than some people have done at 40, 50. You know what I mean? So it's like that's definitely always relevant. It's hard to see perspective on it, I guess, all the time. You need it almost in your face or you need like some type of reminder of it. It's hard to remind yourself, I guess, sometimes of it. But
yeah.
So goes life, people. Sometimes we all need to just sit back and, remind ourselves of the progress we made. You know what I mean? That's the beauty of like, one, what we do, podcasting. There's like a chronological order of our episodes. So we can look back at Sode 0 and be like, wow, this is where we started. Now we at Sode 16. Same with the music. That's one of the best things I get perspective on how far I've come is like, I look back on some of my older beats, some of the earlier songs I produced and collabed on. And it's like, where I'm at now, it's like, wow, I definitely made some progress. There's still, as you were saying, like ways to go, but it's like, there's progress.
There's always room to grow. You know what I'm saying?
That's the problem, though, I feel like.
The problem is room to grow?
I feel like there's either people like us where it's like, well, I personally, I can't speak on you, of course, but like, I feel like sometimes I struggle with like, am I ever going to be content? But it's like the other people we're talking about where it's like, they are content. Their ignorance is that bliss of like, hey, social media has all this work and they start working and they see how hard it is. They're like, nah, I'm good. They have all these ideas, as you were saying, and they're like, try to execute, or maybe they're just bogged down with so many ideas that they can't execute. So it's like,
yeah, it's so annoying sometimes because they'll literally just keep sitting there and being like, yeah, man, I wish I could have, or I would have, could have, should have. And I'm like,
do it.
It's not too late. You still have working appendages. And
I know a few people in both of our lives that are like that. Unfortunately, it's just like, you try to give them the benefit of the doubt. It's just, again, after consistency is time and consistency is the teller of all, combined with action, like time, consistency, action, like those three in combination is like, those are in choice, of course, but like
choice.
Those are what separate people.
Decisions, the moves you choose to make, the routes you choose to take.
Yes.
It's not that serious, but it is. Just make sure you make one, because as long as you're just sitting there saying, I wish I could have, it's never going to happen. Like you're going to always be stuck in just that limbo of being in a certain lane that just doesn't exist.
True.
It exists for everybody, trust me, but it just doesn't do anything. It's just you're stagnant forever, and then you're going to be like 10 years down the line, and hey, I'm so proud of you. It's crazy. You've just been doing so much. And da-da-da. Yeah, while you sitting there just doing nothing, like the fuck you got going on some real shit. Like I'm tired of hearing all this shit. And it's crazy. Like, no, it's not.
And I feel like that's another, I asked you yesterday, like, do you think life is more a time or a trip or a test? And you said trip, but the more I keep thinking about that, it's like, I feel like it is a balance of that. If you don't test yourself, if you don't look at certain things as a test, then you will never move forward in life. You know what I mean? Life is a test, but it's like, it is also a trip. Like there's moments of that bliss, that beauty, the happiness that is the trip and the journey and all that. But it's like, if you don't look at certain things as a test, then how do you move forward almost?
Because
we getting real. Yo, what's up? We ain't cracking no joke. Niggas is straight to the shit. We didn't think it was going to go like this, but we're here now.
Yeah, because it's, free flowing, free form.
Anyone that doesn't know, we don't really write down topics like that. There'll be a few cases we do, but like the general show, it's just me and Spidey. Just two characters, literally.
And the thing that I was telling AT about, not to jump from subject to subject to subject to subject to subject. From subject to subject to subject to subject to subject. Is that if you don't like what we're talking about, or you don't like, the show, then basically you just don't like us as people.
Oh my God.
That's the sad thing. That's the really sad thing. Like, we're just offering you the rawest, truest forms, and
and by no means, too, to backpack all that, and by no means have we ever said our opinion is the almighty. Like, our opinion is our opinion. I was on Twitter earlier, like, tweeted some stuff about the fights. People want to start jumping in my mentions. It's like, I don't care. The rules can be the rule. The rules are what the rules are. This is my opinion. I have the fair state. What is my opinion? My opinion is nothing. Our opinions are nothing. They don't. Our opinions really don't matter. You watch this
not
podcast,
to certain people,
not to anyone, but it's like, it's how you value them. It's like, how serious do you take this? How do you test yourself?
We them niggas.
How do you test your mind? How everyone does different things to test your mind. Maybe you listen to a podcast. Maybe you do Sudoku. Maybe you know what I mean? There's all these different, maybe you
Sudoku or Sudoku?
Sudoku? I don't know.
Sudoku?
I don't know.
It might be Sudoku.
Sudoku, Sudiki. But yeah, there's all these different ways to test your mind. There's like people do them a lot of different ways. Me and you do them a lot of different ways as well. Writing music, you know what I mean? Rapping, making beats, podcasting is another way. It's like, these are all forms of expression.
Is it?
Yes.
Is it?
Yes.
Is it?
Expression. And one of my favorite memes recently, reference it if I haven't in the cut, is this joint where it's like, if you hold on to this energy inside of you, if you don't get it out and express it in certain ways, then it stays built up in you, and you have to put it out in other non-productive ways, I would say. That's the one thing. It's like, either you can help people see that if they don't already see it, or like give them guidance on it.
That shit kind of rhymed.
I mean, I be doing. I told you the other day, man. Come on, man. Yo,
come on, man.
Spidey be trying to downplay me like I ain't a wordsmith with this shit. Like, it don't matter about podcasting. I'm not gonna say I'm a rapper by any means. Spidey is a rapper, and I respect his art.
Am I?
Yes, you're an artist. You're an artist. I'll give you that too.
Spidey is a rapper. When white people say the word rapper, that is saying nigger.
I just like being creative, bro. I like having ideas, and I'm one of those people, if you can't tell at this point, I'm one of those people. I like having ideas, and like some of them, yeah, they might be missed. I'll never be wrong to be like, oh, that idea is. That's why I ask you a lot of times, like, yo, what do you think about this idea? Or because especially on the podcast shit, I want 50-50 type idea. You know what I mean? Like, if my idea is a good idea, then we both need to agree on it type shit. Not like, oh, AT's idea is the way, or Spidey idea is the way. That's how we produce the best content thus far. But
most of the time, my way is the best way.
See what he does? See, and that's part of my awareness of this whole shit, that I just kind of give him that shit. And it's like, that's why I don't write down no shit. I'm going to talk about it regardless. But if Spidey need to write it down, he can write it down.
Right? Oh, he's trying to foreshadow some shit. That's what you're trying to do? Is that what you're doing?
Mm-mm.
Oh. Foreshadowing.
But I forgot exactly where.
Foreshadow shade.
Insert shade. I forgot what I was doing, or not what I was doing. I'm lost right now. I woke up lost yesterday after the nap, off the edible nap. But
500 milligram?
Yeah, it was like the 800 half. So, but I don't know, man. I forgot where I was going, but it's one of those things where it should always be like any type of relationship should be kind of equal path, equal energy put into it, equal. You know what I mean? I'll never fault myself for not giving certain relationships the energy they deserve, but it's like at the same time, energy is limited. It's finite. There's only so much energy each one of us has. There's only so much me and you can do.
I got infinite energy.
On some Goku shit. Power this man up. Power Spidey up right now.
See, that's just hard as fuck.
But again, it's just like where what you can give is what you can give, and everyone's different. But it's like everyone has to be able to kind of express themselves in certain ways, and we all have to learn and grow to the point where we can get to a good place of actually doing that. You have to learn to be just like we've learned how to podcast better. You know what I mean? Just how we've learned to make music better. Like you have to learn all these different elements and facets of life. And we've said it before, life is hard. And
it's
learning all
hard,
that, not too hard, but it's challenging.
Challenging.
It's a challenge.
Challenge.
Balance.
Yo,
Do I say it like challenge, balance?
Challenge. Shout out to Olivia Fox, man. I miss you on the morning show. I remember as a kid, you were the coolest. You were before Steve Harvey and shit, and then I don't know what happened to you, but like, shout out to you. I miss you. Olivia Fox on the morning show. Anybody else remember that? If you really from Tampa, you know what I'm talking about. Like,
I don't know what you're talking about, so.
I know.
I'm not from Tampa.
You definitely not from Tampa, my nigga.
I don't claim to be from Tampa. You try to put that on me.
I don't say anything. I'm just saying. That you ain't.
You all right?
You all right? Nowadays, you can't do that. That's like.
That was a weed cough, 100%.
Okay.
And also, shout out all the people that don't like us smoking on the podcast, because I used to not smoke on my other podcasts. But it's like, again, the foundation of two characters was always like this organic feel. Like, again, back to us not writing stuff down. It's really just supposed to be a view in our life. That's why we reference everyone listening as the people in our mind.
That's just like how it
Truman Show, but like two characters.
That's just like how it took me about 20 minutes to roll a damn blunt. But it had holes in it because from
my fault. The other character sabotaged one character as if they were at odds, but really they were on the same page, but not the same page.
Obviously not. I think just threw away the pages.
At least I bought the blunt, bro. You know I don't.
Yeah, you never buy blunts.
Yeah, I was feeling gracious today. I'm just like on some like, who cares? Nothing really matters, really. At the end of the day, certain shit, I'm not going to say nothing matters, but like certain shit don't matter.
But the shit that he's specifically talking about doesn't matter.
I'm really not talking about nothing specific, though, so.
The energy is there. AT. The
energy is always there, man. The energy got to stay there, bro.
Aw.
Spidey.
Censorship. Speaking of that, I'd be so scared to post on Facebook. I can't really be my real self.
Is that the story for the week?
That's not what? You want the story already?
No, I was just asking.
Man, why are you so concerned about the story?
The only time 2C gets censored is on TikTok. I will say that, thankfully. Okay. So shout out all the other platforms we post on.
But yeah, what was I saying? Oh, censorship. So
Facebook, yeah.
I'm scared, man. I can't be my real self. I have to be a censored me.
You have to, I think it's back to what we were talking about earlier. No disrespect to anyone, but it's back to like knowledge, awareness, and like, hey, this person benefits me fuck what other people in my life are saying about this person. Like, I gotta work with them from like a business sense. It's the same way with that. Like, Facebook is mad beneficial for you and your content, especially to see. I'm not gonna be biased in that, but like, it helps us a lot. You know what I mean? But like, that's also where I feel like you've gained a lot of your like notoriety, and people just know you as that Spidey and like come to Pegasus for all that Facebook shit, especially that one day. Like, oh, I was just going live on Facebook when they first had it. Like, that's, people know you for that type of shit. So it's like, you got to look at it from like, hey, this is a valuable space for my content and what I'm trying to do. Like, regardless of like what they're trying to do and their intentions, like, you got to just move accordingly.
And that's how I be moving. Real G's moving lasagna with silence.
Bitch, real G's moving silence like lasagna. Bitch, real G's moving silence like lasagna. Bitch, real G's moving silence like lasagna.
Oh, also, can they censor memes? Like, if you just posted memes, I feel like all the shit you've been showing me, like of what you've been posting or what I've been seeing, like, I saw someone's story. And there was like Spidey on Facebook, and it was just like you posting a meme, and it was like they can't censor a meme. Like, you should just post all memes as responses. If anytime you want to like say some real ass crazy shit, just post a meme instead. Like,
no, that's what I've been doing. Like, I post GIFs now, GIFs or memes. I can't do it, dog. Like, I'm just like as long as it shows no nudity, no blood, no nothing like that.
Yeah, I'm
good. So now you can't get me. I'm not getting in trouble for none of that shit. Hell no. That shit crazy. Like, I sit there and say one thing. I said, one time, a girl's booty looked like a big pumpkin.
So, booty, pumpkin. Booty pumpkin.
I got 30 days.
I don't know how I do that.
Facebook.
Yeah, it sucks, man. I mean, early on, I've said it on here before. I don't really like Facebook because I felt like early on I had to censor my own content just because of who my friends were. It was a lot of my family on there.
Fuck them.
Not fuck my family, but it's just like,
you know what I mean. Like, if they ain't gonna appreciate who you are, then like they was never gonna appreciate you, my nigga.
It's also like a lot of people from high school. So every time I went on Facebook, I saw a bunch of people I knew from high school, either pregnant or like had kids. It just felt toxic. And I just like, again, back to what you said a few weeks ago, I feel like sometimes things in the past kind of need to be left in the past. I felt like anytime I was on Facebook, it felt like the past. Like, I just had a bunch of people from high school on there. No disrespect to anyone from high school. Like, I have a lot of love from a lot of people that I went to school with.
Yeah, shout out to everybody. Shout out to everybody from high school, man.
You got to always say, like, high school is when you're that young, I feel like it's a major part of your development. So again, a lot of those people, I learned a lot of people. I learned that stumbling AT. I learned a lot off of the people I went to school with, the people I was around with, how diverse it was. So I can never take that for granted. I never will. But again, yeah, it just, sometimes the past needs to be left in the past. Unfortunately, again, we're all biased to our life. I've been saying that a lot.
Because to be honest, if we don't leave that shit in the past, a whole bunch of y'all mothers out there that I know about, how about we just say that? That's all. I'm not, a whole bunch of y'all mothers out there right now.
Mothers.
A whole bunch of y'all mothers. I know.
Mothers.
I know a whole bunch of mothers that y'all don't.
Spidey, don't take us there. Don't take us there.
When we was in high school, like, you know how there's sports, and then sports they have.
I know how there was sports, Spidey.
You know how, okay, like sports exists, right? So you know how there's sports, and then they have.
Do they exist?
Yes.
Are they actually real?
But they have teams, though. So they have teams.
Right. Like varsity?
Sometimes they got varsity and junior varsity.
Yeah,
so,
we did. Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
varsity.
So sometimes, even then, you know how.
I don't know where you're going with this.
Okay, so
does anyone else know where
you're trying to know
going?
where we're going? So, like, then you know how there's like things that you travel in. So there's these things called like they're not cars and they're not planes, but they kind of rhyme with planes. You get it? Couple of y'all. Whole team. Junior, varsity, and varsity. But these are facts, though, because, like, some of the times I would see, all right, so pivot, whoop. You know how sometimes water droplets go off of a duck's back? That's how you got to let that shit roll.
What are you talking about?
The situation that we're in right now. You gotta just let it roll off the bat.
I don't know where you've taken us, but I had some. We was going strong on some real shit. And then Spidey just took us there. Back to like again.
I was talking about trains ran up.
I'm just a lot of love for the people I went to school with and anyone that I really met along the journey, because it shaped me to be who I am. But it's like sometimes things have to be left in the past. I'll never admit that we're not all biased to our own past and our own life experiences, but it's about being aware and like addressing them and communicating them to other people rather than dealing with them in self and being self-harmful and just being toxic in general. But
you can't force that lifestyle on people though, AT.
I can't force anything on anyone, and I don't try to.
I know, but that's what I'm saying. Most people aren't going to be that openly real about things.
I know. A lot of people are fake, and I just don't give a fuck anymore. If you can't tell.
Feelings all hurt. Play briefly the damn song. You know what song I'm talking about. My song. Play that shit for him. Got a lot of feelings, but you don't know how you feeling.
Yeah, I don't even know how I'm feeling, really. I feel lost. I told you I woke up from that nap lost, and ever since we've been lost. What are we on time-wise? Story? Yeah. People I heard lately people been hating on how long the podcast is. It's like we even cut it down, and we're taking a break soon, and we'll reevaluate the length during season 2. I don't know where my season 2 notes are, but we'll reevaluate the length of how long we want to keep the podcast, because we will be doing so much other videos. You good?
Almost drowned on my beer.
No, don't do it, Spidey. But yeah, we will be reevaluating a lot of things, because we're going to be putting out hopefully at least 3 videos a week. You know what I mean? That'd be ideal, right?
Ideal?
3 videos a week on YouTube, yeah.
Yeah, that sounds pretty ideal. Don't we already do that? Sort of, kind of?
2. 3 this week on a special edition.
Ooh, shout out.
And next month is by the time y'all see this next month, as in December, we'll be putting out a lot of different videos. So it'll be spaced out, but it'll be a lot of different content. Let's just say that. But yeah, Spidey story.
Sorry for the continuous belches, but they are natural bodily functions, and they will occur as such because apparently I am a human.
Yeah, and that's why the editing. How much do I edit out of the actual podcast, Spidey?
It's not 6, because I'm gonna throw that bitch up all the time. But it's 0 things he edits out. He actually adds more things in there.
Yeah, that's what takes so long on the editing, Sajay. It's only addition, no subtraction. And I do math pretty well.
Apparently, with the adding machine.
Yes.
Not the calculator.
I got a calculator over there.
Why don't you have an adding machine?
I need to invest in one.
How much that bit cost?
A good one, probably like $700.
For a calculator?
Oh my God. We're not going to get into this again.
All right, so the story is this, man. So it was crazy, right?
Spidey story.
Spidey story.
I was on the way longboarding to work.
Why were you longboarding from work? Isn't
Longboarding
that a
to work.
long board? Travel?
Man, I was getting something to eat from the gas station because I was on break and stuff like that.
Okay. Context, Spidey.
You right?
Important. Because as I know, you going from your crib to where you work, that would be a long board.
That'd be like 3 days or something. But so on the way there, I was like, literally, I had my headphones in and shit like that, and I just like smell like some fire, or just like smoke. I don't know how you can smell fire, but I smell smoke. Smell fire. I mean, I guess you could smell fire.
I think you can. I think our nostrils have the ability to sense different smoke types. Yeah.
So I'm just like, the fuck, where's that shit coming from? So
Fire.
I'm like, so I look like down the street, like one down like one of these little alleyways or whatever, and this little, I can see some fire kicking out through the window. And I don't even hear no ambulance or nothing after I take my headphones out and nobody's around. And so I'm just like, kick up my longboard, kick it up behind me like a G,
This is like a house or this is like a business building?
It's funny you asked that because it's kind of it's like an apartment, but it's like a house. Looks like a duo complex or some shit like that.
Duplex?
Yeah, that's what. Yeah, okay. So then I'm just like, so I'm just walking up to it, and I ain't gonna like run up to no other person's house. You know what I'm saying? Maybe they got that shit covered. I don't know, whatever the fuck.
Danger. We don't run. We run from danger, not approach it fastly.
So I'm just like going up to it, and I go to like the side door because it's like a little canopy with just like, like there's like no cars there, but it's like a canopy, and then like around there's like the front door. So I just go to the window to, like I said, to the side, and I'm just like looking, and then the lady's like knocked out on the floor. So then literally I ran around to the front door, and I kicked down the door. And I was just like, oh shit, like I need to like make sure she's okay, like where she's at. And then I ran around from the closet, from the front door to like the kitchen. I see her down there. And then I'm just like, oh shit. So like I'm trying to drag her out and shit like that, because the kitchen is like literally engulfed in flames. Like it's fucking crazy. So
Engulfed in flames like the blunt.
I'm like pulling her out. So when I'm trying to pull her out, because like the smoke is like, I'm trying to pull her out of the damn kitchen because the shit's like smoky and shit, bro.
Where were the firefighters at?
Nobody.
The firefighters in them.
They came afterwards.
Fire the fighters.
Fire the fighters. They came afterwards. She's not gonna let me tell my story, y'all. You gonna let me tell my story? Can I tell my story?
I'm letting you tell your story. I don't know what I'm doing wrong here.
Okay, you said, where were the firefighters? I already told you. I wondered where they were when they first came. I was like I was saying. So I'm pulling the lady out, stuff like that, because the smoke is like fucking up here near my neck, because like like I said, it just kicked up and shit. So I'm pulling her out. Tell me how her dog started trying to attack me, bitch. Like a little chihuahua. I'm like, so literally I'm already like pulling her out. The dog's like fucking up my socks.
Not the socks.
I had on nice socks too. Like the Sonic the Hedgehog ones, like the classic 90s, like he was like waiting and he's like, so I pull her out, then I'm just like letting her breathe and stuff. And then next thing you know, the fire department coming and all that shit, and the police are coming, people are coming outside acting like they ain't see nothing. And that story's fake.
Well, thank you, Spidey.
It was a story, though, wasn't it?
Write it in a book, my lad.
I should really write a book or something, right? That was
2 characters book coming, not soon, but eventually.
Yo, Disney, holla at me. Y'all need somebody to deadpan shit. I can do it. I'm your guy.
Yeah, thanks for that, man.
Did you believe me?
I think after the first 2 minutes, I was like, yeah, I don't know about this one. He would have told me.
No?
Nah, yeah.
I didn't keep the energy, though?
I mean, I'd have to watch it back, but knowing you, I don't know. I knew personally because I was like, yeah, he would have told me about this. After the fire and you went in the house part.
Yeah, I think I seen you. Just I was like, but yeah, guys, I ain't got no fucking story for y'all.
But
that's not even that. What is that? That's your little fucking
AT
shit.
remix.
That's disgusting. I don't like that. What even is that? Play my original sound right now. Exactly. That shit hard.
I don't give a fuck about nothing, Spidey.
I know
fuck that sound. Nintendo, holla at me.
New York niggas.
Don't blame it on that.
Yep. That's what it is.
Why? Explain.
Y'all rude.
I got burgers. Fuck your life. I got chicken. Fuck your life. I got glizzy. Fuck your life.
I would say in general context and how nice I've been to you and all the people I know here and I've met recently. I'm pretty nice. I feel like I'd be too nice to some people and I'll be getting taken advantage of low key. But that's a whole
other...
No, we don't need to talk about that.
Oh.
That's
I know
a whole
who that is.
No, it's a few people. But we don't need to talk about that right now. It's fine. It's just I just do what
Throw the hurt box on this nigga.
I just feel like you can take that off of me. I'm not too hurt because I don't give a fuck about being hurt right now. Take it off, man. But yeah. It's just one of those things where it's like, man, shrug it off, bro. Keep moving. That's what life's about. It's a journey. It's a test. It's a trip. Keep going.
Keep going with the journey and the trip and the test shit, huh?
Sure. You want to get into the test of the week? It ain't no test. I'm joking, yo. I took some tests. I'm about to take a test soon. I don't know how I'd be doing some of this stuff. Can I say that? I don't know how. I'm going to say, there's a lot of people that do what I do, I'm going to say. Maybe not everything I do to that extent, but there's not a lot of people, especially with the business, maybe. I don't know a lot of young people like me trying to help people up. And
young niggas.
Yeah, young, a young boss for real. I want to put that again, but again, I be helping a lot of my friends getting their taxes right. I helped you. Just that, I feel like establishes a certain credential. But deeper than that, it's
it's deeper than that. It's deeper than snacks.
But I ain't got none.
You never have snacks. You never have snacks. What is that? Is that a Jamaican thing or a Jewish thing?
Nah. It's just conservative.
Bumbaclot.
Bumbaclot.
Stop. Spidey's patois is hilarious. I forgot where I was going again, but.
Oh, you don't give a fuck about anything, remember?
I give a fuck about the podcast and the quality of it. So I have to stop getting too fried off Spidey's blunts. But it's all right.
Ain't my fault.
It ain't your fault.
Did I do that?
I'm not blaming you by any means. But this week's plot of the week, I guess, is kind of something for, again, it's supposed to be, we've evolved the plot of the week. I haven't been having time to look at a scam, but this week is some more business savvy knowledge. It's pretty simple. I'm going to upload a picture right here as Spidey burps over my picture. It's still useful knowledge regardless. But basically, drawn by yours truly, not me, but hers truly. Unfortunately, it's just like never. So that's hilarious. So back to the plot. It's one of those things where I just want to teach people the basics of an LLC, because a lot of people hear LLC now. It's one of those buzzwords where it's like, oh, you got an LLC, you're a business owner. But at the end of the day, I'm going to use me and you as real examples. And by no means are these examples true or real numbers by any means. But again, if you were to get an LLC right now, it wouldn't change your tax position necessarily. So a lot of people just think, oh, I have an LLC and I'm just a business owner now. Yes, it protects you from some liability on the legal side, and it makes your business a little bit more legitimate. But me, for example, I don't have an LLC. Don't sue me out there, people. But I still operate as self-employed and do the same things as if you were to have an LLC. If you were to have an LLC and you made money and reported it, I would report it the same exact way, right? And that's because an LLC is referred to as a disregarded entity in most cases. And by disregarded, that means the money essentially passes through to the owners.
But do you care about it, though?
I mean, business is created by the system and society, so I don't really care about either of those two first point rooted parts. I do care about it because I care about advancing in it. So yes, I guess I do, but at the same time, I don't. So it depends, your question. But back to the plot of the week. So again, this disregarded entity that is an LLC, there's going to be 3 ways I'm going to teach you about how it can change based on what you do. Now, if me and you were to go 50-50 on an LLC, right? It would now change our tax position, because we would now have to, that LLC would default to a partnership. It would automatically become a partnership. And that partnership has to file a whole separate tax return. But that tax return, in most cases, would never owe taxes. And therefore, any money made or lost on that tax return would pass down to us 50-50. Right? So again, back to the first situation where you own an LLC, or excuse me, you have an, I point at me when I mean Spidey, you have an LLC, right? You make $1,000. I don't have an LLC. I make $1,000. Self-employed money. We would both be hit with 15.3% taxes, basically, which are the self-employed taxes, right? Even though you have an LLC and I don't. Same taxes, same everything. Now, back to the partnership. We 50-50. We make 2 G's, right? It's split 50-50, so you get 1 G. Pause it. He's always bring up my graphic anytime he burps, of course. Real valuable knowledge. He's just burping over it. Bring it up. But yeah, so we split that partnership money. You get 1 G, I get 1 G. We're still taxed at that 15.3. So although it doesn't necessarily change the tax implications, it changes what we have to do because we have to file that separate return, like I said, right? No, same situation, but I don't have an LLC. You have an LLC, but you've elected to become an S corporation, which elects
S corporation.
S corporation.
S corporation.
Yes. Just the different status of an LLC. Again, these are basically the three statuses of an LLC that they become. If you really want to become a business owner and understand what business is, this is it again. And this evolution of plot of the week, I always want people to reach out to me. They need more context, need help. Just reach out. 2C. If you reference 2C, it is a free consultation. But so you have an S corporation because you've elected, which is basically just you've signed some paper and send it to the IRS after you have your LLC and the EIN number.
EIEINO.
E-I-E-I-O.
So same situation. I have $1,000. You have $1,000 made. We're separate businesses. He has 100% of his S corporation. I have 100% of my non-LLC business. I'm still taxed at that 15.3%. Guess how much you're taxed at? Just basic income tax rates. If all you made was $1,000, you wouldn't owe any taxes. You wouldn't get hit with that self-employed tax. So again,
LLC time.
it's one of those things where there is levels to it. Legally, you are supposed to have a salary as a S corporation owner. But again, more context can be provided. 2C, and the C is for consultation. AT plot of the week. Once again, back again with some just simple basics on LLCs and their structures. Spidey Jones, last words. Today's Sode is sponsored by Guinness. Guinness, holla at me. It makes you strong. You drink some Guinness after a good meal, gives you dark energy. I don't mean hateful or sinful energy by any means, but I mean energy to convert into expression, into power, into emotion. And from there, you boot all the way up and become your higher self. Guinness. Last word, Spidey Jones.
Dark energy. Dark energy, AT? What's that? Can you elaborate more on the dark energy that you were, talking about? That you briefly uttered? So nothing about the dark. Bring out the words when I say it, please. Dark. Everyone say it with me. Dark energy. Dark energy. Put that just over his head for the rest of the Sode right there.
No, don't do that.
For the rest of the Sode. That's it.
No,
just
don't
that.
fucking do that.
Just that. Because we're going to end it on my last words, right? So
No,
just put it right
fuck your last words.
there.
Dark energy, nigga.
Right there. Dark.
Guinness, I'll smash a bottle. Yo, for 5,000 likes, I'll smash a bottle over Spidey's head.
Look at this. So keep it right
This
there.
this Guinness.
Right there.
No, I'm just kidding. I
go.
love Guinness. I love Spidey. I love y'all watching. I wouldn't do hateful shit like that for no reason.
Just leave it right there.
I do like Guinness.
It's cool. Like,
Holla at me.
so the last words of the day is, I hope the dark energy is still there. Make sure you have someone who believes in you like you believe in them. You know what I'm saying? Because you can only do so much by yourself, and as long as you have like a partner of such things, and y'all both are trying to achieve a certain goal, and you guys can always agree on certain things or disagree, that's still a vibe. You know what I'm saying? Like that's not really common. And always remember, like, that right there It is what it is.
It always is what it is. I wish it is what it is started with a C so we could say 2C and the C is for it is what it is, motherfucking bitch ass nigga.
Yeah. Please get this for me. Why are you doing it sideways? You just so ugly.
How you doing?
Huh? I'm doing good. How about yourself? I just wanted to know, what are those?
My shoes?
Yeah, what are those?
They're beautiful.
Yeah, like what are those?
They're sandals.
Oh.
Do you like them? Did you see how the sparkly, glittery rhinestones fight?
The nails and whatnot, yeah, too. They was popping.
I give pizza. They got a camera?
I was like, okay, that's cool. We can work with this.
It's getting cold. I need a fucking sweater.
But like, this is kind of cool. Like, if we can, you know, whatever scenes you want to do, we just mess with it, incorporate it in something. We don't care, man. Just for the fun of it, dude. This is cool shit. Yeah, it really is.
Can you stop?
Like, look at that. Boom, right there. He chilling. I see I hit the bush, but, and then I was like, okay. I chilled there for a bit, landed.
To the max. Oh no, please. God, don't bring up that fucking
Droning.
Walk into my bank and don't, no. We don't do that. It's the best. Are you recording a drone that's recording us?
Droning.
2C, and the C is for
Cunt. Oh,
Another,
stop it.
Another one.